Despite the early success of the Americans in Boston, the tides of war would soon turn in Britain's favor.
There was a time when it looked like the British were going to hold on to most of the United States. The Americans were dug hundreds of trenches around New York City. They were ready to defend it to the death, and the British conquered it in an easy afternoon. The Royal Navy was basically totally unchallenged. The Americans tried to take Canada. That did not work well for the Americans. I guess what I'm trying to say is, at the start of the war, it seemed inevitable that the British might win. But anyone who was there at Lexington and Concord and saw thousands of ordinary Americans running out with their guns to take pot shots at British soldiers would realize there was a problem. You know, if you had genuinely, say, 500,000 angry American men, which you could easily summon, the British Army, which was only like 60 or 70, 80,000 strong at the time, and had other responsibilities around the world, could not possibly hold on to a country that didn't want to be held on to.
The colonies also had some help from a much greater power. Yeah, but I was actually referring to the French.
We ultimately won with a lot of foreign help. The French joined the war, the Spanish, we had the Dutch helping. Everyone was happy to take the British down a peg. A lot of people don't know this. 90% of the ammunition used in the American Revolution by the Americans came from the French. Without French help, we had no chance. No chance. We couldn't make good cannon. We didn't have a navy. The Battle of Yorktown was won not just by Americans and French troops fighting, but because the French fleet had for one glorious minute chased the British fleet away. And remember, we had volunteers coming from all over abroad to teach the Americans how to fight. Von Steuben, Pulaski, all these names, sort of heroes and adventurers who came to help the Americans win.